Hi friends! I am back with another video. I just filmed a tutorial on how to do this look right here. Hopefully you guys like it. But I'm here to do a tattoo cover-up video. I'm not trying to say that people need to cover up their tattoos. All I'm trying to do is offer you guys some tips and some pointers on how to do tattoo cover-up if the situation presents itself where you need to do it. In Sephora, where I used to work, we used to do tattoo cover-up for all kinds of different reasons. I did tattoo cover-up on guys that had like big tattoos on their face that they got when they were young that they loved, but they were applying for like TSA and things like that, which they needed to cover up. I did tattoo cover-ups for brides. I did tattoo cover-ups for women that loved their tattoo, but like on their ankles and on their feet, but pantyhose didn't cover them up for the workplace, things like that. I needed to have my tattoo cover up ages and ages and ages ago. I did a short film that the character that I was playing didn't even have tattoos. So let alone she didn't have like a big old skull and crossbones with red spider webs tattoo on her. So it needed to be cover up. And it was actually on set there that when I asked the makeup artist, how did you become a makeup artist, that I was like, I want to do that. I want to learn how to cover up tattoos. How fun. So, I got to in Sephora, and now I'm going to teach you how to do it. So, stay tuned. Alrighty, friends. So, here we are doing a tutorial on how to do a cover up of your tattoo with makeup. So, I have my tattooed arm here, and what we'll be using is the Coverall pressed powder from Wet n Wild, the Coverall cream foundation also from Wet n Wild. I'm the shade medium in the powder and medium tan in this. This is from Hard Candy and it is in the shade medium. It comes with this little kind of spot concealing pencil, which is going to be really handy. I also have just a cosmetic wedge. I have a dry one for my powder, and then I have a wet one for my liquids. I just treated it like the beauty blender, and I just ran it under the water. This is the Maybelline primer base. You need to make sure that we create kind of like a sticky type of base. Alrighty, so the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with this guy here. He's probably the hardest to cover up. This one, because it's right over the tendons, is more difficult. So using that little pencil from Hard Candy, I'm just going to start laying the base. You can also use like a warmer tone lip pencil, like this next one here. Here, I'll show you guys. It's like warmer tone, it's going to cancel out that black. And all you're doing is just tracing. This is the NYX lip liner in Vanilla Sky. So all I'm doing, my tattoo. But I'm doing it in all the areas where it would shine through more. So something about me and my tattoos is that they're all raised. So even though I'm going to cover it all up, in light it will catch and you'll see that they stick out more. And that's only because I think it's an allergic reaction that happens when I get tattoos. I don't know. Using kind of like the damp one. We have pretty much our first layer done. I'm going to concentrate first this guy. And apply a little bit and kind of do pressing motions. Like I said, I'm going to focus first and foremost on my skull. And I know you can see like there's tons of concealer on here. But once I dab it on with my little sponge, it's not going to be too much. You don't want to go too thick. Definitely want to do nice, thin layers. So really, tattoo cover-up is a patience game. Get my handy dandy powder. With the dry sponge, I've just applied some like that. I'm pretty much setting the concealer. I'm gonna go back, and literally you're just gonna go back and forth, back and forth, back, forth and forth. Who knows that song? You're just gonna create a thin layer of the concealer, then set it with a thin layer of the powder, and then apply another thin layer of the concealer and another thin layer of the powder. So if you do have a lot of tattoos to cover up, for whatever the reason may be, please plan accordingly. Okay, so here's my damp sponge. This time I'm going to let the concealer sit. I'm not going to apply powder directly over. I'm just going to like fan it. Now that I've fanned it for a little bit, I'm going to apply some powder. I'm not applying a ton of pressure. I'm literally just tapping it on there. I'm blending out these edges because that's the dead giveaway that you have a tattoo covered up. Okay, I feel like coverage is pretty decent. I mean, you can see that my tattoos are raised. I don't know if that translates on video, but yeah. You can see that they're raised a little bit. There's nothing that I can do to cover that up, but I can cover up the color. So now that I've applied the light base, I'm going to apply the foundation. So here's my Coverall. Covering your tattoo takes a lot of patience and hairspray. So once you've done all of your layers and whatnot, you want to use hairspray. You want to use the kind that's like in an aerosol, not like the watery kind. And you want to use something that has like this one is weather resistant, like weather control. So something that's going to resist humidity, because then if you've covered up your tattoo and you sweat, it's going to resist that if it rains. I mean, this isn't going to make it bulletproof, but it's going to help. At least it's going to help with it not transferring all over the place. So we're going to use that as our last and final step. And it really depends on your tattoos, how long it's going to take to cover them up. Mine, at least on this arm, the black is pretty stubborn. I'm sure you guys have seen me reapply and reapply and reapply on all of these spaces, like on this little guy, his belly, on here, like the top part of like this L, and I always have problems like in the tendons and always over on this end. And that's just because the black is just going to shine through. Color is a lot easier, like the 13 over here was a lot easier to cover, as well as the color of the bullet. And again, just blending out those edges. You don't want to get too close. You want to get that air out, and then we set the hairspray. I've already done it once. I'm just going to do it again. Inhale the hairspray and then set it all with powder to get rid of the sheen. Not a bad idea to do it more than once. Really make sure that it's like locked in there. So that is how you would do a tattoo cover up using drugstore items. As you can see, because I know when the spotlight was on there, this looked more yellow, but it just looks like my hand. It's so trippy. Trippy, trippy, trippy. But that's how you would do it. It's not 100% transfer proof. If you just kind of like barely touch it, it's not going to get on you. But if you rub it, it will get on your stuff. So keep in mind, if you're a bride or you're a model and you're wearing somebody else's clothes and they ask you to do your own cover up, because that's happened to me before when I used to model, it does come off with makeup remover and soap and water, so you don't have to use anything super strong and astringent, but like I can do all kinds of stuff, and you know, it's still covered. So I got a perfectly white tissue. I don't know if it's perfectly white still. Can't tell. A little tiny bit transferred, but ooh, I know. But here is my scarf. I don't think I got any of the makeup on there. I'm sure if I like rub it, then the makeup will come off. Because I mean, it's makeup. Just remember, it takes a lot of patience. So the bigger the area that you have to cover, the more patience and more time you need to have in order to get it done. If it's like your very, very first time, you shouldn't run out of foundation or concealer or anything like that. Oh, these Cosmetic Wedges are, even though mine are black, they're just any old Cosmetic Wedges. Thank you so much for watching my video, for making it through the very end. I really appreciate the time that you spent here on my channel watching my video. I appreciate that that you're here to watch me. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully I taught you something. Hopefully I entertained you and I made you laugh at some point, whether it be in this video or a different one. Follow me on Instagram. Post and tag me if you try to do a cover up like this, because I would really love to see it. Thank you so much. Besos. Au revoir.